Enlève tes souliers et ta jupe. Viens près de moi.
Helen lost her mother when she was still so young. She is sweet, attractive, and a smart lady. She tries to deal with her grief by seeking attention with older women as she sees her mother in them.
Allons. Vous n'allez pas pleurer pour ça.
Helen's father is a rich businessman who has a plan to go into politics and will run in the Congress. Their relationship as a father and daughter has become more open to sensitive topics as he reveals that he has a girlfriend.
J'ai dans ma vie un lien, une jeune femme. Je préfère que tu le saches de ma bouche plutôt que de l'apprendre brusquement.
Helen wants to know more about the girl, so she talks to a friend, and fortunately she knows Tamara Soler. She tells Helen that Tamara lives in a monastery behind the cathedral. Then her father asks Helen to make a call to Tamara, but since Helen really wanted to see Tamara, instead of making a call, she went to the monastery and finally meets Tamara.
Entrez un moment si vous voulez.
Their first meet seems awkward, but Tamara tries to let Helen feel at ease as she tells Helen she hears a lot about her from her father. Tamara tells Helen she can say anything she wants and she can handle it.
Dites quelque chose maintenant. N'importe quoi, pourvu que j'entende le son de votre voix.
Helen reveals she should call, but she wanted to see Tamara, and her father did not know she goes to see her instead. Tamara tells Helen she can come and visit her again.
Vous reviendrez me voir bientôt.
Helen comes to see Tamara again during a party, and Renee, Helen's father, tells her that Tamara wanted to see her. Renee has no idea that the two already met. Tension begins when Tamara sits beside Helen and secretly wants to touch her. Then Renee disrupts the moment as he tells Helen they have to leave, but she insists to stay. The next day, Helen visits Tamara again, and this time around, Tamara begins to trust Helen and tells her what she's been through and that her first marriage failed and she comes from a very poor family. Helen felt Tamara's pain. Then suddenly Tamara tells Helen to lie down with her. They both began touching each other, then they kissed, but Tamara stopped and tells Helen to leave. The frequent visits to Tamara made Helen feel something towards her, but Tamara tries to avoid Helen since she knows it will only create a problem. But somehow they just can't control their feelings and they made love for the first time. Tamara tells Helen to just inform Renee that she's been visiting her, but Helen did not want to. This made Tamara upset and slaps Helen, and this made Helen decide to stop seeing Tamara.
C'est dans 3 jours, ton père ne le sait pas?
Bah dis-le-lui, toi.
But Helen is falling madly in love with Tamara. She then decides to see her again. Tamara tells Helen to beg and apologize to her and get down on her knees.
Je devais rester ici, mets-toi à genoux et demande-moi pardon.
Then suddenly Helen tells Tamara that she loves her. Tamara tells Helen to leave, but Helen pleads and keeps telling her that she loves her so much.
Je t'aime.
Mais je t'aime, Tamara.
Tamara opens the door and they can't control their emotions and made love again. Renee talks to Helen and gave her a letter. The letter comes from the Congress and informs Renee that Helen has seen visiting Tamara and that they wanted Helen to stop since Renee and Tamara is not yet married. Renee tells Helen to not keep secrets from him since it might destroy his campaign. Then Helen tells him that Tamara is actually helping her with their school projects.
Alors elle m'a prêté des livres, elle m'a aidé pour mes devoirs.
Elle t'aidait?
Oui.
Tamara greets Helen with a hug as she tells her that Renee is actually happy knowing they both are comfortable with each other. Renee has no idea that the two has a secret relationship. They spend most of their time together and even went horse riding and shopping. Tamara asked Helen if she loves her, then Helen said she loves her so much, and Tamara felt the same way as well.
Même en ce moment. Toujours.
They attended the party, then Helen felt jealous when a man talks to Tamara. She comes to know Max and she reveals to him that she is in love with Tamara.
Mais si, je l'aime.
Vous l'aimez?
Oui.
Max tells Helen that Tamara didn't want to marry him and that they are just friends. But Helen still feels there's something between Max and Tamara. Tamara and Helen went to a gay club, and this is where Helen came to know Tamara's past love named Emily.
La petite d'avant, c'était pareil, Émilie.
Tamara was so in love with Emily that she is actually calling Helen her name when she got drunk.
Tu vas me répondre, hein?
Je suis Helene!
Helen cried and tells Tamara that she was not Emily, and Tamara says sorry. Renee and Tamara went to Venice for 6 weeks, and this made Helen so upset and she even got sick. Tamara and Renee came back and Tamara took care of Helen.
Tu veux devenir comme une passoire?
When Helen felt better, they spent time together. Then Tamara got a call from Renee. And Tamara tells Helen that her father just asked her to marry him.
Finira par te demander en mariage?
Et c'est ce qu'il vient de faire, mon amour.
Helen pleads and that Tamara should not marry her father, but Tamara insisted that she has to and that she doesn't want to go back to the convent.
J'ai pas envie de retourner dans cette maison minable avec cette situation fausse.
Tamara looks further and tells Helen what will happen to her future if she won't marry Renee. Tamara tells Helen she never meant to hurt her and that she has never loved anyone like the way she loved Helen.
Je t'assure que je voulais pas te faire de peine. Je t'aime autant que je peux aimer quelqu'un.
Tamara tells Helen it's better she won't come to the wedding.
J'ai pensé que si tu n'avais pas envie d'assister à la cérémonie.
But Helen came. She felt so heartbroken seeing Tamara getting married to her father. Want more queer content? Then please subscribe and hit the notification bell.